Hi, Gemini. This is Violet Butterfly Spirituality here, and I am here with a general reading titled What Are the Right Steps for Gemini to Take Next at this time? This is going to be for all Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you would like more of a complete picture, you would want to watch the videos for your rising and your moon sign as well. All right, so let's get started, Gemini. So, in your recent past, this is you. This is the lovers. This is a choice. This is like a choice between what you want against what you need, love against lust. In your recent past, you may have been torn between a choice. You may have been at a crossroads or just focused on yourself. Um, we were in Gemini season a few weeks ago. Has it been a few weeks? I forgot how long. Cancer season started the 22nd, so it's been a few weeks. But you were just focused on yourself, focused on the choices that you had to make, trying to decide, and realizing that whatever decision that you made was going to have long lasting effects as well. This could have to do with a relationship. You could have been torn between two different options as well. Right now, Gemini, um, there is the Empress is someone who is a gentle authority figure. They're an authority figure, but they're one that rules with caring and compassion. This could be issues relating to your mother, sister, aunts, just females in your family in general. This is right now someone could be pregnant, or you may be trying to birth a new idea. The advice of this card is right now to focus on your nurturing abilities. Focus on if there are any creative talents that you have, definitely focus on those. You could have been trying to decide maybe you have more than one creative talent. That happens a lot with Geminis because you are the twins. You may have more than one creative talent and trying to decide which way to go. Right now, and also with this card, you can do both, Gemini. If you're like a writer and a fashion designer, you can do both. If you're a chef and, I don't know, a sculptor, you can do both. Okay, so you may not even have to choose. But this is the advice with this card is right now to, there may be issues of self care on the table too. You may need to go to a spa and just, give yourself some self care, do some facial mask at home, do your nails, whatever, what have you, whatever your idea of self care is. But the advice right now, Gemini, is focus on self care, focus on nurturing. If there are any women in your life who are pregnant, try to give them a little bit more attention as well. Pregnant women need a lot of affection and a lot of nurturing. There's some pregnant women who won't want to admit it. When I was pregnant, I didn't want to admit it that I needed nurturing, that I needed affection. But this is what you should be focusing on right now, Gemini. In your immediate future, Gemini, you are going to have to go within. You're going to have to go within. You're going to have to go and search for answers within yourself. This is a card of being withdrawn, being away from daily concerns, daily tasks, and that's not easy because Geminis are the social butterflies, so you love being around people. So it's not going to be easy to do, but it's going to be something that is necessary to go within. You may have to go to older people and ask for advice about certain situations. You may be dealing with a Virgo. This is a card of, just kind of sitting, quieting your mind. And, like I said, if you don't meditate, just sitting quietly and just thinking, just focusing on not thinking, if that makes sense. Just sit for 5 minutes, quiet your mind. Any thoughts that come into your mind, just let them slip right back out. And, in that quiet time is when you will find the answers you will seek, especially if you're still trying to make a decision about something. You will find those answers. This older person that you may need to go to advice to, and maybe this empress as well. This may be a grandmother, matriarch of a family, that you will have to go to for answers as well, especially spiritual answers. If you have any answers about whatever religion you practice, you may have to go to this older person, or you may have to go within to find those answers. Major influence, Gemini, is you have made some plans, you've made some moves, and now you're kind of waiting for things to materialize. Um, with you waiting, um, while you're waiting is the time when you should be going within to kind of search for answers, search for enlightenment. You need healing. You need physical healing, emotional healing, spiritual healing. So that's where, this waiting to come from as well. Also, the Hermit can be a card of a doctor too. So maybe some of you are trying to get pregnant or you are pregnant and you're going to be going to a doctor about answers about that, to get some answers about that, about how to get pregnant or how to stay as healthy as possible during your pregnancy. Um, and you're waiting. This is the three. So a lot of you may be giving birth in 3 weeks, 3 months, you know. But this is the card of while you're waiting for your ships to come in, just kind of sit and quiet your mind. I know it's kind of hard to, while you're waiting on something, you get excited, more and more excited as the day comes, the due date comes. Um, but your obstacle, the Emperor, there may be someone in your life who is controlling, too controlling, someone who is, there may be power struggles with someone. There may be issues with structure with home. Maybe some of you are not happy where you live. Maybe some of you are having issues with your landlord as well. You might be waiting on something to materialize so you can resolve these issues. You may have to go for advice from someone. Maybe you're trying to deal with this empress, but this emperor is in the way. Some of you could be having issues with your grandparents. Maybe it's a situation where like your grandmother is the more nurturing one. Of course, as a lot of grandmothers tend to be. And you go to your grandma for things, but then your grandfather steps in and is like, nope, can't have it. Sorry. Sorry, can't have it. There may be father issues. If you are pregnant right now, there may be issues with the father of your child. Someone being very controlling. It could be something as minor as, a lot of times when men are about to become dads, they like to take control and kind of jump in, especially if they're a first time father. But this person is being too controlling. They're kind of on a power trip. And there may be issues with, where you're going to live afterwards, after you have a baby or after you birth this new idea. You may be thinking, what's my home life going to be like as well? What's going to help you um, and also, advice, sorry to go back. If you are being too rational right now, Gemini, the advice is to be more like the Empress. Be more nurturing, be gentle, be caring, especially if you are dealing with any pregnant women. There may be an issue of you being too controlling. All it's going to do is push people away. I'm going to tell you that right now. Um, Helpful influence, Gemini, is a lot of you, like I said, may be dealing with creative works. A lot of you are creative. Maybe some of you are looking for a position, a certain job. You're waiting for news about the job to come in. But what's going to help you is if you haven't already been putting your creative work on display, Gemini, do that. And like I said, if it's a thing where you're waiting because you're trying to decide which one to put out there, put them both out there. If you're, like I said, if you're like a writer and a fashion designer, put your stories out there and put your designs out there. Put them both out there. The advice with this card is, yeah, just put your work on display. Let other people know what your talents are. Also, you may need to get a third party involved in your situation, with you going to look for answers in the immediate future. It's going to be helpful for you to get a third party involved in your situation to help resolve your situation, especially if you're dealing with this emperor. This emperor may be too rigid to talk to, too controlling. Um, and it is hold on just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Um, and this emperor may be someone who is too, like, you may try to talk to them, but they're too controlling, they're too rigid to talk to. So in that case, you would have to bring in a third party. That's what you're gonna have to do, Gemini. Outcome. Your advice is your outcome, your advice, the step you should take next is count more on family, count more on community support. You may have been trying to do a lot of things alone, And that's also where this third party comes from as well, is that you may be trying to do things alone, but you need to go out there, put your work on display, go get a third party to help you, and count on community support. You have family there, you have community, friends, other people, business people that are willing to help you. Also, this may be a card of marriage, making a commitment to someone. So maybe a lot of you out there need to make more of a commitment to your family. If there's a pregnant woman in the family, you may need to, your advice may be to just marry the woman already. A lot of times people are like, when you're having kids, get married. And I'm one of those people where I'm like, just because I have kids doesn't mean I'm going to get married, okay? But this may be where you need to be headed, Gemini. This is where you need to head, Gemini, to make a commitment. Make a commitment to family. Make a commitment to generational wealth. And if you need support, support is out there. You just have to go look for it. Just go looking for it, Gemini. It's there. So we're going to clarify this for you. Lovely gems. All right. So in your past, with you having to make this decision, it looks like it had to do with travel. Maybe you were trying to decide whether to travel somewhere. There were some messages coming in, a lot of fast moving messages, emails, texts, phone calls, that were telling you have to make a choice. Or you were sending these out, letting people know, I'm making a choice. I'm making a decision. This is what I want to do. Right now, it looks like with this Empress, what you should be focusing on is improving things. This is a card of making progress. It's a little grainy, I'm sorry. It's a lot grainy, actually, so I apologize. But what you should be focused on is, if things are rocky with this Empress right now, just focus on moving towards calmer waters. This is also the card of, if you need assistance, it is there. You just have to go and ask for it. Like I said before, if you need to bring in a third party, if you need to go and ask for advice from someone, it's there. It's there for you, Gemini. In your immediate future, you're going to be really withdrawn and wanting to stay to yourself, because of, it looks like you're going to have to separate from somebody, Gemini. You're going to have to cause a separation, or you being withdrawn and going within, is you're going to have to separate from somebody who doesn't want to let you be by yourself. Whoever this person is, they're like, they don't want, it could be this Empress. They're like, no, I'm pregnant right now, you can't be by yourself, off by yourself. But this person will understand, trust me. Like I said, they're a gentle and compassionate person at heart, at their true nature. They're a loving, understanding person. So you may have to, if you are involved in a third party situation, Gemini, as well. If there's a situation where you're maybe involved with somebody at work, a third party at work, you're gonna have to make this separation. A lot of you may have to go looking for advice because you're going through a divorce. You may have to look for advice on how to, separate yourself from somebody, Gemini. With the major influence, with the Three of Wands, with the waiting for your ships to come in, it's a thing where there's been an ending. There's been an ending. Somebody feels betrayed. Somebody feels like they were stabbed in the back. And it's going to be because of this Three of Swords. Somebody may feel betrayed because you've decided that, these are your ships waiting to come in. So these could be ships waiting to bring you your success, or they could be, you're waiting for ships to come in and take you away somewhere, like to travel somewhere, to be by yourself. And it's going to break this person's heart that you want to be by yourself, but you need this time right now, Gemini. You need this time to yourself to sit and reflect and think about the decisions that you need to make. Um, with your obstacle, Gemini, with the Emperor, is, it looks like because of this situation with this person who's really rigid and controlling and what have you, it looks like you feel like you have options, but you may have too many options, or you may not be seeing the situation as clearly as it is. This could be somebody who's, I'll just say it, they could be just a real asshole, and you're not seeing that person for what it is because you are the Empress and you want things to improve with this person. So you're not seeing this person as they are. You're looking at the situation with rose-colored glasses. It also could be a situation that because of this Emperor, you don't have as many options as you want. There could be some cloudiness. Things are unclear and you don't have as many options as you want, or there's an illusion that you don't have as many options as you want. Helpful with the Three of Pentacles. The Five of Swords is a card of someone gaining a victory, but when they gain this victory, someone else is going to be at a loss. So it looks like, Gemini, with bringing in a third party situation, you're going to have a chance to get the victory that you want, but it's going to come at a great loss to somebody. So see if you can, when you do have this opportunity for victory to come in, see if you can kind of even it out a little bit so that it's not a shaky win and a devastating loss. So that way it's a win-win for both parties. And also, if you are feeling defeated, if you are feeling like you suffered a defeat, this is not the end. Don't give up. This is the card of you just have to shift things around, shift the air around. This is the air card with the swords. You just have to shift around the possibilities, shift your thoughts around, and come up with some fresh possibilities to win. And that would be one of the possibilities. The option would be to bring in a third party, Gemini. Okay. And your outcome with the Ten of Pentacles. Your advice is to protect what you've created. It looks like you've already created something. You've already created a family with someone. You've already created commitment with someone. And you need to protect what you created. This is a card of being defensive. Defend what you have. You know, he's standing here and he has a bandage around his head and he's been through a fight, but he's not giving up. He's going to defend what he's already built. And he has this extra stick and he's like, if you come near what I've built, I'm going to get you. So defend what you've built. If you need some time away, Gemini, go take that time. But don't just walk away. Take time to yourself, but don't just walk away. If you're thinking about breaking it off with someone permanently, go within and think. Go within. Don't listen to other people. There's too many outside voices in your ear telling you what to do. Go within and get your own answers to what you seek. If you need a separation for a temporary separation, go ahead and take that. But you need to defend what you've already built, Gemini. This is the Nine of Wands. One more wand and he'll be at a 10. He'll be at the end of the cycle. So you may also feel like you don't have the energy to fight anymore. You don't have the energy to, you just don't have the energy for it anymore. But keep going. And then also, if this is a business issue, if these are business issues, if you get like a commission for a job or you put your work out there and someone wants to hire you, look at the contract. Make a commitment because it's going to be a good option. But look at the contract. Make sure that your interests are protected if there are any contracts involved. Okay, Gemini? All right, so that is going to be your reading. If you would like a private detail reading tailored specifically for you, you're going to want to contact me at violetbutterflyspirituality@gmail.com. Okay? Thanks, Geminis. Bye.